Live from the Bangor waterfront, I'm Caitlin Chana. Rain or shine, the Komen Maine Race for the Cure must go on, and it's happening here today. We'll have live details coming up with an interview with breast cancer survivors and event coordinators.
And police investigate a hit-and-run crash that killed a pedestrian in Turner. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jessica Gagne. We'll get to those stories and more, but first, it's outside to the weather deck. That's where we find a meteorologist, Tom Johnston, with a look at your Sunday Fun Day forecast. Hey, Tom. All right, thanks so much, Tom. Appreciate it. And if you head to Bangor, you can expect to see a sea of pink today at the Bangor waterfront as runners and walkers come together to help fight breast cancer with the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. That kicks off this morning. News Center's Caitlin Chana has been there all morning and joins us now with more. Hey, Caitlin.
Good morning, Jess, and good morning to you at home. It might be raining here, yet this energy and spirit is quite high. With me now is Victoria Abbott. Now, you're the executive director, and you were saying you raised $250,000 last year, but where does all this money go to, and what does all the research and all this entail when you're raising money for the Susan G. Komen race?
Yes, all of our money, 75% of our funds stay right in the state, and we fund out to grantees. So this is our largest fundraiser, and it's really important to have a successful day, and the rain will stop, they say.
Let's hope, fingers crossed.
So with our largest fundraiser, we do a granting process every year, and we have 8 agencies in Maine that we grant to, and 25% of our funds go towards research because our mission is to find a cure. So we're helping women in Maine every day, and the survivors will be here. You've already talked to some survivors, so yeah.
What is it like to see all the survivors here and to see the Sea of Pink and everyone coming together and, you know, recognizing what it was like to go through the battle and the fight with breast cancer and remembering those who've lost their lives to breast cancer?
This ceremony that we have here, people have told me, and I've been participating for 9 years, that it's so meaningful, and it's a rally cry for women to get through treatment the next few months, and also a time for them to come together. They're survivors and co-survivors. So it's a really meaningful time for the families and the women.
And now you have a race that starts at 10 o'clock, which is the 5K, and the one at 10:15, which is the 1K.
Yes.
What is it like to see people that are walking or running and being a part of it, no matter what, just to help raise money for Susan G. Komen?
It's amazing, and when we get up on Main Street, I run it every year. I just drop my walkie-talkie and I go run it, and on Main Street it's just a sea of pink, and it kind of like swoops through Main Street, and it's just amazing to see that many people, you know, still in treatment in their pink t-shirts, and the ones that the survivors are, you know, years out of their treatment. It's so meaningful, and it's just a huge event here for Bangor, and it's so special.
I think it also shows the courage and tenacity and bravery that all the survivors have.
Definitely.
Along with, it's quite inspiring, and News Center will be here all day, and there will be photos just like this one at our photo booth, so make sure you come and you get your buddy-to-buddy photo taken. It'll be on our website and our Facebook page later on today. But Jess, back to you in the studio.
Nice snapshot, Caitlin. Sounds like a great way to spend a Sunday morning. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Welcome back, everyone. It's Sunday morning, so that means it's time for Fetch Me a Home.
Yeah, you know this. When we meet some furry fellas and gals, we look for a home. Speaking of fur.
It is everywhere.
I mean, it is snowing cat fur. Joe Montesano is here from Coastal Humane Society.
Good morning. Thank you.
Nancy's here, and Nancy
hasn't been brushed in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, she does live at the shelter, so unfortunately we can't, you know, spend a lot of time brushing them. And also,
you are covered, my friend.
I know. Black was probably a bad choice. So I'm going to end up wearing white from now on.
Black was a bad choice.
But actually, cats and dogs, when they get nervous, can shed more hair than normally. I'm on a normal occasion, too. So with normal care and normal petting and brushing, it's really not a problem. She doesn't shed more than any other cat.
That's an interesting tidbit. When they get nervous, they shed more.
Yep.
Very cool. And Nancy, I've noticed shorter ears. What happened to her ears?
That's her racer style, we call it.
Right,
no.
I like streamlined.
Yeah, exactly. She actually got frostbite when she came in.
Wow.
So the little tips, she was abandoned, or astray rather, outside. And so the little tips had to be removed. So Nancy is FIV positive as well, too. So that's a cat virus. It's feline immunodeficiency virus. And so really all it means to them is that they can only live with other cats that either have it. It is contagious to other cats only, not to dogs, not to humans, not to your kids, not to anybody else. So if she goes into a home, she has to be the only cat or with other cats that have FIV. So.
Okay, great.
And how old is she?
She is about 8 years old, actually.
Okay.
She's one of our older residents. So we've waived the fee. Actually, FIV cats are always free at Coastal Humane Society, so they're a little harder to place because there's a stigma about them, basically.
Right.
And so She just can't be around other cats. That's the only stigma. That's the only real difference in her. But they're always free at Coastal. And this month we have all adult cats, actually. We waive the fee on all of them.
Oh, wow.
Because we have a surplus, let's call it. So it is after kitty season, and so all the adults are actually fee waived. So come grab a great cat.
And she seems super calm, too. And you were
She
saying you
is a
love
good
cats
girl.
with people names, because you're like, Nancy, get off the table. And you don't know if it's your Aunt Nancy or Cat Nancy. So
Hopefully your
you
Aunt
find
Nancy's
Aunt
on
Nancy on the table,
yeah.
My Aunt
She must
Nancy
have
gets
fun
up on the
reunions.
table.
The holidays.
Holidays are a little crazy, yes.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? We like to have fun.
Well, let's get this gala home. Joe, thanks very much.
Certainly.
We have some more pets on the
We
way.
do. Here's a friendly cat who lives up to her name, Sweet Pea. Aw, she loves to be petted, and Sweet Pea would like a home with older children and adults and without other cats. And if you would like to adopt Sweet Pea, you can find her at Heart.
Okay, it's all about the kitties today. Here's another cat, Sammy. He used to be both an indoor and outdoor cat, and he's got his eye on you.
Right, look at that, intense eyes.
He loves to be king of the castle. He's neutered, microchipped, and has all his vaccines. You can find him at the Cocheco Valley Humane Society. And another one from the Cocheco Valley Humane Society. We got a bunny.
Yay!
A bunny named Sandy. She's a friendly little bunny who will be happy to hop right into your life. You see what the producer did there?
Oh, that's so good.
that's so
Play
good.
on words.
See what the producer made me read?
We have fun on Sunday.
She loves attention, and again, she's at Cocheco Valley Humane Society.
And the last cat of the day, Miko. He's cool and cuddly and loves to lounge around. If you want to adopt this laid-back, chill cat, look at him. I can't even tell if his eyes are open. He might be sleeping right now. Oh, there they are. You can find him at Coastal Humane Society. And as always, we have all this information posted on our website. So if you missed something, head over to WCSH6.com or WLBC2.com and you can find out how to adopt.
Real quick, I'm curious, do you get a lot of cats or animals that are affected by the winters here, like the frostbitten ears and that sort of thing?
Yeah,
I'm just curious.
a lot. I mean, it's relevant. But, when they come in that season, if they've been out for a long time, yes. They'll be a little malnourished usually in a little bit worse condition, so we got to nurse them back to health.
Tough winters
first.
around here for these.
Exactly.
For these
You need a
animals.
good family to nurse them back to health.
So keep them inside. Keep your pets inside, especially throughout the winter. So
Thanks, Joe.
Thank
you
you so
guys.
much, Joe. Sports is next after the break. Mainers helping in the fight against breast cancer are hitting the streets of Bangor today. The annual Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure is taking place at the Bangor waterfront, and that's where we find News Center's Caitlin Channa. Good morning, Caitlin.
Good morning, Jess, and good morning to you at home. We are live right here in the Survivors Tent here for the Komen Maine Race for the Cure, and in just about 30 minutes, about 200 survivors will be making their way through this tent for different gifts. And with me now is she's, in my opinion, a legendary volunteer. We've had her on News Center several times sharing her story. She's also a survivor. Now, can you share with me, you've been volunteering here for 6 years, but last year this resonated with you on a different level. Can you tell me a little bit of what it was like to be able to participate in the Komen Maine Race for the Cure?
It was very emotional because being here prior years, you saw everybody, you understood the purpose, but then once I was diagnosed with cancer, it made it more real. And I was able to connect with all these people, and it was just very emotional.
Mm-hmm. And now, can you share with me, today you're going to be actually participating and getting all the registration. That's a hefty job. There's about 2,000 people that are currently signed up. If you want to be able to participate in this race, you can also still come to the Bangor waterfront and sign up today. But what is your role? What is your responsibility today? Because you have a lot.
Me and 3 of my other co-workers from work who've all been volunteering, we take the registrations and count the money in the cash, and then tally it up at the end of the day, how much we got, and then we deposit it.
Rain or shine, no matter what, a lot of people will be here today in just about 30 minutes. A lot of survivors will be coming. The starting ceremony will be having a survivor ceremony. Can you share with me, what is it like when you see the sea of pink and you see everyone gathering together and being able to talk about their experience?
It's very emotional because you've got people who are like 50-year survivors versus 1-month survivors, and they all come together and it's everybody's in the same boat or been through the same thing, and you just feel like you're part of an important group of people.
Mm-hmm. And we were talking, you were diagnosed, but your family has also been diagnosed in the past with breast cancer, and you're hoping that this event will help raise money for different organizations here in the area, but you're also hoping that there's a cure that's able to be found. What is your thoughts on that?
Yes, it would be great if some way they could find a cure that's not just relying on like the mammograms and things. If a blood test or something could be done to to give people more advance notice.
Live at the Bangor waterfront with Karen Rudge, myself, News Center's Caitlin Chino. We'll be here all day to be covering the Coma Main race for the Cure, and we'll also have something later on in our newscast too.
And we'll have that
guys.
buddy-to-buddy tent as well too, so if you're going down there, be sure to stop by. Thanks so much, Caitlin. Welcome back, everyone, and we have a special guest for this Sunday morning. Joining me now is Jenna Maynard, and she is from the National Alliance on Mental Health, or NAMI, and she also brought Cassidy with her today. So we have two special guests, which is great, and they have a walk coming up, so we're going to learn a little bit more about that. So tell me about the NAMI Main Walk, when it is, and what you guys are walking for.
Sure, the walk is on September 27th, which is next Sunday at Southern Maine Community College. Okay. It's the largest gathering in the state to raise awareness around mental health. So it really is just a fun event. And in fact, people wait on average 10 years before they seek help for mental health concern.
Wow.
And so our goal is to really address that stigma in a fun, sort of family-oriented way.
Sure, and speaking of family-oriented, Cassidy, you've done the walk before and you're going to do it again this year, and I hear you're trying to get a bunch of people involved.
Yep.
How are you doing that?
Well, I'm just telling people at school that they should come to the walk. And it's at a lighthouse, and there's face painting, and they bring in guys to do balloons. So.
That's awesome. Sounds super fun. So like you said, family-oriented, something for everyone, which makes it easier to pass on the message, I'm sure.
Absolutely, and while it's a fundraiser, we have music, we have dancing, we have a good time, we provide lunch. It's a party more than just a walk.
That's awesome. Now tell me a little bit about NAMI, and you were talking about stigma surrounding mental health. What are some of those that you're trying to break down with this awareness?
Well, the really concerning thing is that a Mainer dies by suicide every day and a half.
Wow.
And so what we need to do is just talk about mental health. We talk about physical health. We need to be comfortable talking about mental health. And really, NAMI is all about support, education, and advocacy around mental health. We don't provide clinical services. We provide educational services so people feel comfortable having those conversations with the people in their lives.
Yeah, and you were saying 10 years? That's such an enormous amount of time to suffer with something before you would actually bring it up, like you would go to the doctor if you were sick. So
absolutely,
sounds like a great program. So just to go over it again, the date is September 27th. It's at Spring Point Ledge Lighthouse at Southern Maine Community College, and we're going to be there live as well, too.
Absolutely, and people can register and create a team, or you can just show up. The walk starts at 11.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much, Cassidy, for spreading the word with your friends as well, too. And we will be right back after the break.